Well, hello everybody. It's Jason Up. It's New 80s Revolution. It's the Cave. And it's the Power Hour. Indeed, the Power Hour. And maybe, just maybe, we will kick off the, hey, want to play some Nintendo Wrestling Edition, where we play every single wrestling game that I have throughout the series, not all in one show, because some of the games I'm better at than others. And that will hopefully culminate with, hey, let's play some Map Mania on Nintendo Switch. So I don't have all of the WWF games, but I have some. And we just did WrestleMania. So like 2 or 3 months ago or 6 months ago or whatever. So I don't know if that's even like worth playing again, but we'll play pro wrestling. We'll play the muscle wrestling game if I have it. We'll play tag team wrestling. We'll play Tecmo wrestling. And then whatever WWF games I have. I don't know if I have Steel Cage Challenge or Wrestling Challenge or whatever. I don't know. And then, like I said, hopefully that'll culminate with Map Mania. And if I don't have one of the WWF games, it might encourage me to buy it, maybe. Very likely. Very likely. Because then I could actually display them in the wrestling section, because I think the wrestling games look good in the wrestling section instead of just hiding in the Nintendo section. So, yeah. All right. What else? It's part of the Power Hour, so we just talk about whatever. Oh, tomorrow I'm very excited. I actually don't have to work tomorrow. We have one last football game for me to coach and quarterback. And then I am going to paint. Well, first Notre Dame plays Navy tomorrow at noon, and I'm super excited about that game. And then I'm going to get some paint, and I am going to paint the upper portion of the garage, move the Friday the 13th stuff up, and finally put up my Temu floating shelves so that I can start decorating the garage with toys. And I'm super excited about that. Tomorrow and Sunday. And Sunday, speaking of Sunday, Sunday is the Frightmare in the Falls, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Frightmare in the Falls, the horror convention in Niagara Falls, Canada. And Liam and I and the GoPro are going to Frightmare in the Falls. We are meeting 3 Friday the 13th Part 3 actors, Tom Savini, and the kid from Chucky. Righto. My boy is finally going with me to a Comic-Con. The younger one doesn't want to go because he sees that as his opportunity to play Fortnite uninterrupted by his brother. All right, that's that. So if anybody is going to go to Frightmare in the Falls, I'm talking to you, 80s movie den, who might go on Saturday. Well, that doesn't do much for me because I'm going on Sunday. So I'd love to see you there. And anybody else who may be there. There may be a special guest there. I haven't heard from him all week, but he may be there. There may be another visitor, another guest, another person, I don't know, accompanying me to Frightmare in the Falls. Anyway, so we'll record all that footage for Sunday. I'll get it edited all up on Sunday and post it up for you Sunday night. Yeah, it's the Power Hour. So we're just jamming. We're just freestyling, as they say on the streets. We're freestyling. What else was I going to say? Oh, the gym. I've got a new gym membership at a new gym, and I chose this new gym because they have a few machines that I like. They have a few different machines than the other gym had, and there's less youth at this gym, and it's darker, and there's not TVs everywhere playing CNN. It's dark and gloomy, and I like that. I like that better. So I switched gyms, and I went back today for the first time in about a month or longer. Now, here's what happens, folks. I went to the gym at 198 pounds. Because Liam and I were in the bathroom of the gym and we were both weighing ourselves. By the time I quit the gym, after about 2 solid months of working out 5 days a week, five days a week, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. I gained 14 pounds, but my pants fit exactly the same. So my silly head says, wow, that's all muscle. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did notice some growth in certain parts of my anatomy. And some of you even noticed. So then I quit, then I stopped, and it all went away. I have not weighed myself, but I assume that I'm probably about 201 now. It all went away. And I guess that happens when you're older. I've always been able to put on weight and lose weight quickly. I've always been able to put on muscle, but unfortunately lose muscle quickly. And I lost it all. So I went back today, and I'm going to go at it with a little bit of a different approach. We'll see. We'll see. I want to do a gym progress series with you, but I am not ready to. So when I do that, it's going to be for a year. I signed up for a year, and I'm just going to do it for a year. And I'd like to do some before and after photos and progress, and maybe if I go late at night, get some footage of the gym. But that's risky for me, because in order to show progress, I've got to show before and after. And I really don't feel like whipping off my shirt on YouTube. But people do it. People do it, right? It's no big deal. It's just a chest. Everybody has one, right? They're just boobies. Everybody has them, right? So maybe I will, but not yet. Maybe after the first month, when I feel a little bit more confident that some of the muscle came back. Because right now I have worse dad bod than I had going into the gym previously, right? And the gut is still a problem. I just don't like my stomach, and I don't know how to diet, and I don't know what I'm such a, I have no willpower when it comes to dieting. I was forced to with this EOE thing, but since that's quieted down, now I'm eating everything again. And I put on weight fast. And I'm not doing ab work because I can't. I don't want to. I don't like the way it feels. It's uncomfortable for days, and I'm not doing it. I'm going to be 50 in in a year and a half. So, but I don't want to be fat. Because no matter what you do body-wise, if you have nice shoulders or you have nice arms or you have some traps or whatever, and you've got a dad gut, you just look stupid. So I'd like to get that down without abs, right? I'm not going to be shredded, but I just don't want to be jiggly. And I think I'm jiggly, or at least Liam says I'm jiggly. So, I don't know. We might mess around with food a little bit. I'm not sure. And for the first time ever, I'm going to work out legs, folks. How about that? Is that the biggest gym cliche in history? I'm going to do legs and calves and things like that for the first time, because I'm a tool. And that's what you do, because, you can't see my legs. You got to do the arms only. Arms. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was me. So I'm going to try to do it differently. We'll see. But somehow I will include you guys and keep you will be able to see progress, hopefully. Because then all of your ego-boosting comments make me feel better and make me motivated. All right, Power Hour. Power Hour. This is a good one. This is going to be a deep one, so settle in. Get a blanket, a pillow, get some pudding if you want, and we're going to talk. My friend, It Cometh a Egg. Now, It Cometh a Egg has been with the channel for years and years and years. And I took to him so quickly because of his name, his handle, if you will. It Cometh a Egg. And I just love that. I love that. And he's on the YouTube. You've never actually seen his. I don't think he has a face. I think, unfortunately, It Cometh a Egg was probably in some kind of horrible accident at some point in his youth and lost his face. Like, he doesn't have one. I've never seen his face. He has a voice and hands. So he just might be a droid of some kind with a voice and hands, because I've never seen the rest of him. But he's on the YouTube. He does a lot of trading card stuff and a lot of trading card stuff from what I've seen. So, but he sent a very serious question, and we're going to talk about it. And we've talked about it before, and because there hasn't been a whole lot of progress, we're going to talk about it again. So now his question is on my phone, but I'm recording on my phone. So I had to look how far I went here for you. Now, he did ask a question about who my favorite wrestling announce team was, but I just don't feel it's appropriate to answer that right now. We'll add that to another batch of questions, because he followed up that question with, and I didn't write it word for word, so I'm paraphrasing a little bit. He says, when you last spoke about your struggle with faith, it really hit home. How are you doing currently, basically, in your journey with faith? And he says, during these tough times, right, political, financial, criminal, war, the world, I guess, during these tough times, it would be nice to lean into faith. And then he said, but as a longtime wrestling fan, I'm always looking for the angle, right? We're marks. We're looking for what goes on behind the curtain kind of deal, right? The Wizard of Oz. And our cynicism, our cynical selves, get in the way of leaning on faith and enjoying what has been created for us, and enjoying what we are told is going to happen after this life. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, guys. I am. It has. It comes up all the time, and then quiets down, and then comes up, and then quiets down. And I am just as confused and challenged by faith as I ever have been. Where am I on my faith journey? Same place I was when we first talked about this. The line that resonated the most with me in your question was, it would be nice to lean into faith. And I talk to many people who are faithful and who are secure in their faith and their beliefs, and there is a leaning into it. There is a visible comfort from a person leaning into their faith. There's a visible comfort to that when people feel like God has their back, and no matter what, they're going to be okay, whether it's here or there. And I that has always made me envious. I've always been envious of leaning into faith and leaning on faith. And I've always been envious of the fellowship, the camaraderie, the family that some churches can help establish. I am envious of church-going families. I am envious of them. That's certainly not mine. And maybe it could help. I don't know. But I've always been envious. That's always been the challenge. But then when it comes time to do something about it, then the struggle begins, because I don't know. Right? And there will be responses, and we're not even good. I'm not going to block anybody if they say anything. I'm not going to do it. We all have our own opinions, but there's going to be people in the comments that says there's no such thing. And that's faith. That there's no such thing. We don't know. Yeah, but science says, yeah, but we don't know, because it's something that we can't see, and it's something that we will see if we die, maybe. So we're never going to know. Nobody knows. There's opinions. There's well-educated opinions, but we don't really know if there's a God. We don't really know if there's a heaven and hell. We don't know. So maybe the concept of Jesus has been proven to be different than what Bible tells us. Maybe it's been scientifically proven that Jesus was kidnapped from his grave when he was killed, and we never found his body. So we say he ascended into heaven. Well, all right, maybe that's been written, but again, who knows? We don't know. Maybe it's not literally what the Bible has told us. Maybe Noah's Ark didn't really happen literally. Maybe Jesus didn't literally walk on water. Maybe he didn't literally turn a loaf of bread or a fish to feed hundreds. But are we supposed to read that stuff and get a message? Are we supposed to read that stuff and learn something from that instead of trying to take it so literally? I don't know. And you know what? You don't know. There's no proof that Jesus didn't walk on water or turn one loaf into 100. There's no proof. So just what I need to do is I need to stop saying yes or no. And that's where I always fall off. I always fall off because I don't know. And if I don't know, I lean towards no, which bothers me. I don't want to do that. If I could have it my way, if somebody would just tell me, right? If God would pull me aside and say, listen, here's how it really works. Don't tell anyone, but here's how it works. I'm not going to do anything for you while you're alive. You can pray. You can pray. Your faith in me is going to help you through some things. Your faith is going to connect you with some people that are going to help you with your anxieties and with your depressions and with your joblessness and with your financial stuff. Your community is going to help feed you. If you have faith and you go to a church and you ask your church for food and they give you food, then okay. But don't pray to me and say, please, God, I'm hungry. Can I wake up tomorrow and please have some food in my refrigerator? Because I'm not going to do that. All right? If your kid gets sick, please don't expect me to heal them. Please don't expect me to heal them. Pray, and your faith might give you strength to get through this, but I'm not going to remove the disease from your child. But if you believe in me, if you do good, if you help other people, you will enjoy the benefits after life. You get to have whatever heaven offers. But I'm not going to do anything for you while you're alive. You got free will. You're on your own. If God told me that, I would be perfectly fine with that. I would be perfectly fine, and I would be a Christian, and I would do what I need to do, and I would be satisfied with that. I think what happens with me, is that I'm angry about the concept of miracles because they're not fair. If miracles really do happen, they're not fair. There's no fairness to miracles. None. There's no fairness to miracles. I don't like the idea that somebody is granted a miracle and somebody isn't. And then the folks who don't have an answer say, well, that's God's will. Well, okay. All right. That's going to be tough for me. That's going to be tough. I don't want God to say that. I don't want God to tell me it's my call. I'm going to do what I want. I just want him to say, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you now. I'm going to help you later. Just do what you have to do, and this heaven thing that they told you about, it's real, and you're going to be all set. Okay. Because I get caught up in, unanswered prayers and suffering and kidnappings and sexual abuse and awful things. I get caught up in that. And then I hear people walking around going, I was out of work and I prayed real hard and I got a job the next day. God got me that job. Well, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that. Because God got you a job and this little kid over here with cancer couldn't get a break, but you got a job at 7-Eleven. That doesn't work for me. So I don't like that. So that's where my brain goes, and so that's the faith part. But I do want the companionship that churches offer. I do want the closeness. But it's hard for me because I go and I try again and I don't like that church, so I go to another one and somebody gives me a Bible and I start to read that, and people have sent me books to read and I'll read those and I'm still just stuck with myself. I'm still just stuck in my own cynical thoughts. So I don't know where it's going to go. I do know that my son and I bowl on Sundays at 11:30. So if I'm going to go to church, I got to find one that is before 11:30. That one that gets out before 11:30. And that kind of tells you right there, like I'm my time with my child right now is more important to me than going to church. But I am looking for one at 9. I am looking for one at 10 to 11 or something like that. I am looking for a Bible-based church. I tried being Catholic, and that just didn't do anything for me. So I do like a little bit more of the enthusiastic approach. I don't want to be sitting next to folks who are shaking and screaming and jumping up and down with tambourines. That's not me. No disrespect to those who do. It just isn't me. But I do want a little bit of an enthusiastic approach. I would like to listen to a pastor who has a lot to say. And I think the music's important too. And those are more of the Bible-based Baptist Christian churches. You kind of see that with the big box churches, the theater churches, the concert hall churches. I like the concept just in a smaller venue. I don't want to be lost in a crowd. I don't want to feel like I'm at a concert. I'd like a younger pastor. I'd like a pastor who says, hey, man, I get what you're saying 100%. You know what? I don't think Noah's Ark really happened either. Right? I don't know about miracles. I don't know. I don't know if they happen. Maybe they don't. That's what I want. I want somebody who's real. And I'm still searching. But I'm not closed off to it, and I continue to search. I continue to look for it. And I think it's, 48 years of a brain, it's hard to flip it. And I think people who, I think I also need people to tell me that your belief is a working title. Your belief is a working document. It's always changing, or it's always evolving, or maybe it's growing, and maybe it's decreasing. That's what I need somebody to tell me it's okay. Because I can't walk into a church tomorrow and tell them that I'm 100% in belief of this. There's no way I could do that. In fact, I would be the opposite. because I've got 48 years of questioning it. So how do you question something all that time and then wake up tomorrow and believe it? Just on faith. No proof. Just on faith. It's hard. It's tough because I'm going through it. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll couple this journey with faith with my journey into fitness. We'll do faith and fitness. We'll see which one changes first. So there's the question. Thank you, it cometh a egg? Question mark. Comments below if you will. See you next time. Good night now.